During this learning step activity, we're going to define the engine's interactive electronic technical manual. This is going to be both in the EM0271, which is the TM12840-248-23MP, and the EM0284, the TM1-1520-280-23MP. The turboshaft engines that you'll more than likely see are the T700 GE 701 Charlies or the T701 GE 701 Deltas. They'll have some identifiers to it, but don't get confused if somebody says we don't use 700s anymore. That's generally they're talking about the second set of numbers. The T700 GE 700 was an older engine. You generally won't see those too often in the field anymore. So when we're looking at engine maintenance for the UH-60, there's going to be tasks that you're going to do within the dedicated engine manual and then as well as the aircraft's manual. So in the TM1-1520-280-23MP, you're going to look at maintenance procedures for the power plant. When you go to airframe maintenance, you'll have both description and data and theory of operations for the power plants, and you'll have your maintenance procedures. When you go into the description, data, and theory, you'll get your description and data for the power plants that we're using. When we go into the maintenance procedures, this is where you'll find power plant for engines, demountable power package. That's when you're transferring things from the old engine to the new engine, like the LRUs. Inlets, the IHRs, upturned exhaust system. In other sections, you're going to find the maintenance procedures for the engine starter and the APU accumulator, hydraulics and hydraulics sections where those pieces are. And then in your instrument systems, you'll find the IV hums. Moving to the engine manual, the TM12840, 248, 23MP. It goes through the table of contents. You have your revision summary, your warning summary. So in chapter 1, you have your description and theory of operation. This gives you your general information, your system's description and datas, and then it has its subcategories. In chapters 2 through 5 is all your troubleshooting. Chapters 6 through 17 are going to be maintenance. Chapter 18 is going to be support information, and then you have the glossary. So just like it showed on the slide, when you open up your engine manual, you'll have your revision summaries, your warning summaries, the title page, how to use this IETM. Chapters 1 is going to be the description and theory of operation. Chapters 2 through 5 will be your troubleshooting. 6 through 17 will be your maintenance chapters. 18 will be your supporting information in the glossary. When we open up chapter 1, description and theory, you'll see the subcategories after your general information. It'll give you the overview, fuel systems, electrical systems, oil systems, and air systems. When we go into the general information, this chapter contains general information, equipment descriptions, and instructions regarding support equipment, servicing of engines upon receipt, preventative maintenance checks, troubleshooting, general maintenance, and engines testing. Data peculiar to engine models T700 GE 700, T700 GE 701 Charlies, and T700 GE 701 Deltas is identified throughout the manual as follows. When you see this note right here, this is what I was talking about, where depending on what type of engine model you're using and when it's called out, there'll be a label. A label will be out there for either for the Alpha, Lima, the regular 60s, the 64s, the Echoes, or the 60 mics. These are going to be important when you're looking through certain maintenance that pertains directly to those type of engines. Here you'll see more identification, maintenance concept, right? Under the modular maintenance concept, the turboshaft engine is divided into 4 modules. We're going to go pretty deep into all of these modules. but it's just giving you a general description of the concepts. When you click on your figures, you can see a turboshaft engine. Um, Here's the breakup for those 4 modules. Like I said, we're going to go deeper into it afterwards. Here, you'll see what maintenance forms and records. Preparation for shipment. If you go to work package 0320, you could use the hyperlink, or it'll be under chapter 7, maintenance instructions, and going to preparation for storage and shipment. This is where it'll give you your requirements or the categories. So when you look down here, you'll see that for storage categories 1, 2, and 3, short term means 1 to 45 days. Intermediate storage is 46 to 180 days, and then long-term storage. When it gives you those parameters, and then it tells you your instructions for what you need to do during a short-term storage. What do you need to do for the engine's preservation, the maintenance during the short-term storage time period, and then for the intermediate and long-term. Once you come back from the preparation for storage and shipment, you go to the nomenclature cross-reference list. This will be table 1 and table 2. You'll see the common nomenclature and then what it's going to be referenced as for the UH-60s nomenclature. For table 2, cross-reference listings for parts. So a common name could be the accessory section module, and then here they'll just call it the accessory gearbox. It's just showing you a list of the common names and what the IETM is going to call them out as. You go further down for list of abbreviations and acronyms. This might be helpful when we're coming into acronyms that are pulled out, mainly when you get to like the NG and NP when we're talking about gas generator turbine rotor speed and the power turbine rotor speed. Then you go down to quality assurance. You'll refer to your TC3-04.7 for that. Safety, care, and handling, and your flight safety critical aircraft parts. Your flight safety critical aircraft parts are parts, assemblies, or installations identified under the Flight Safety Critical Aircraft Parts Program, requiring special handling during times of AVIM maintenance. Then you have your table 4 for critical safety items. Supporting information for repair parts, special tools, TMD, and sport equipment. In table 5, you'll see your special tools listed. Here you'll see, like, for your wash unit, it'll be under work package 031600 figure 1, adapter maintenance stand figure 7 in your work package 0302. Here for removal, inspection, repair, and replacement procedures, you have chapter 2 through chapter 5 that are troubleshooting. Chapter 2 contains general information on how to perform troubleshooting. And these chapters contain the procedures to perform operational checks and the fault isolation procedures to determine corrective actions. And then chapters 6 through 16, these chapters discuss general maintenance procedures, inspection instructions, maintenance on 4 modules, and maintenance on different systems within the engine. Each chapter has general information or preliminary instructions. Throughout these chapters, there are steps for removal, cleaning, inspection, repair, and installation for the various components and subcomponents of the system. In chapter 17, you have your general maintenance procedures. This is where it has schematics. It refers the users to the schematic diagrams for the T700 engines. You have an illustrated list of manufactured items, gives complete instructions for manufacturing or fabricating items at organizational levels. and it also has your torque limits. This gives information for tightening bolts, nuts, and connectors used for components and modular assemblies on the T700 engines. Chapter 18 is going to be your supporting information. It has your list of references. This contains a list of references to other Army publications that relate to the information in the engine manual. You have maintenance allocation chart, your MAC chart, assigns maintenance functions in accordance with the 3 levels of maintenance. Your repair parts and special tools list. This page refers to the user to the appropriate publications where this information can be found. And your expendable supplies and materials list. This page contains your NSNs, your name descriptions, cage codes, and part numbers for expendable items used on the T700 engines. There's other topics in your supporting information. You can see like use of jacking screws, captive bolts. Here where you're looking at wrench arc method for tightening, you'll be able to look up the information pertaining to wrench arc methods. And then you have your glossary. So this concludes the overview of the electronic manuals that we'll be using for both the engine and for the engine on the aircraft side. This will help you as we go further in depth into the makeups of the 701 when we break down all of its sections.